So yesterday was obviously horrible. Around 3 o'clock, the ship started tilting everywhere, but it wasn't as bad yet. We knew something was off when a guy who basically works here and cleans the tables at the buffet drops everything and starts kind of videotaping the storm. That's when I basically took a shot of the storm myself and put it on Twitter. And that's when my whole family, I advised them to rush down to our cabins. We get to our cabin around 3:30, and we're just preparing ourselves for the worst. We're packing, we're doing everything we can just to be ready for whatever there was to come. And again, we had no control. That was the worst part of it all. We had no idea what to expect. We were just trusting the captain. And finally, around 3:45, 4 o'clock, the captain gets on the speaker and he tells us to stay in the cabin, stay locked in until further notice, because the ship was in fact feeling the strength of the waves, the 30-foot waves, and the tilt. If you were to go out, you could fall. You could hurt yourself. You could possibly hurt the workers that are trying to help other people around. It was just not good. So we all stayed in and just waited for further instruction. And every hour or so, the captain would, thank God, he would get back to us on the speaker, and he would allow us information. He would give us information and allow us the knowledge to know what was going on, if we were proceeding on the path that we were scheduled to go to in Florida, or if we were going to be anchored, which was great. He wasn't feeding us, hopeful information. It was feeding us information that we needed to know, and information that we were able to kind of assess on our own without him telling us everything was going to be okay. He was great at that. Him and the cruise director were great. They were absolutely great. And, every couple of hours or so, we would have workers come into our rooms and ask us if we needed anything, water. They obviously comped the whole minibar, so if we were hungry, and again, we weren't allowed to go out, so we weren't allowed to go out to the buffet that you guys see here. This is all destroyed. I mean, everything was just plates everywhere. They showed pictures of the kitchens, and the kitchens, obviously, if you look at it via Twitter, you can see kitchens just completely dismantled, refrigerators out of place, just the whole thing.
Jacob, were you scared?
I was stuffed up. I mean, yeah, you have to be scared, right? You have no idea what's going to happen. Again, I think any normal person is going to be scared if they can't control anything.
And how big were the seas? What was it like in your cabin as you were riding the biggest waves?
We were fighting to kind of stay in one spot. We were holding on to things. I was on my bed. I was holding onto the bed frame at one point. At another point, I was by the balcony door. I was holding on to the balcony handle just to kind of not slip, not fall or anything. It was horrible. Like I said, things were flying everywhere. My sister, my mom sitting on the couch, my father on the bed. Honestly, one of the things that kind of calmed all of us down was the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm sure you guys are aware of the Super Bowl that happened yesterday.
Yep.
That was great. We had that to kind of ease our mind and allow us to forget about the whole thing, if that was even possible. Got to see Peyton Manning win, so that was beautiful. But still, you can't escape the fact that your cruise ship is being hit by 30-foot waves. I think the captain said 170, 180 miles an hour winds. It's just. How do you? And I'm reading stories where they were saying, the cruise line, they should have known this was going to happen. How can you? How can you predict Mother Nature in such a way? You can't.